The Missknockout show, we on the airwaves. So like, if I, share if I, bless if I, the flow is the Missknockout show. Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beats to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessed if I let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's the Missknockout show. Knockout show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Missknockout. Let's go.
Wait, let me put it. I gotta sharify it. Wait, let me put it in. Let me put it in my story. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. I'm gonna put live now. All right, y'all. Put it in my stories. Everybody, come on in. How's everybody doing on this fine Monday? Ooh. Monday came quick, y'all. It's coming quick. It'll be November before we know it. It will be November before we know it. All right. So everybody come on in. How's everybody doing? We're going to get this room going and flowing. All right. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. How's everybody doing? I need everybody to retapify. I need everybody to repost. All right. Repost it on your page. Repost it, baby. I need everybody to put it in your story. I need everybody to put hashtags in the comments. And we're going to have a good old time today because we get a lot to talk about. We do. We got a lot to talk about, people. Well, welcome to the Missknockout show. Now, you can watch me on all platty. Hold on, let me make sure this is sharp. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. All right. All right, there we go. All right, everybody. So everybody come on in. We're on the Y to the tubesy, the face to the booksies, and all of the above. All right. Welcome to the Missknockout show. What's up? Deshaun is in the building. Who else do we got in the building? All right. Wait a minute. We're trying to get this hooked up. So everybody come on in. Denim Girl in the building. We got Star in the building. We got Chelsea in the building. We got Clips in the building. Rebecca, Deshaun, Kay, Diane Anderson, User 610, and New York Fashion is in the building. Okay? We're on Face to the Booksies. We're on all platformifications. And we're going to be going through hot topics, but first we want to get this room up. All right. What is this? What is this? These people like they're just crazy. Let me see whose page this is. I don't know who this is coming in. They starting that stuff on YouTube too. So we on all platties, y'all. Everybody come on in. This is the Missknockout show. How's everybody doing? All right. I gotta still put this in focus. Yeah. So thank you, Star. Thank you so much, Star. Right? You know what I'm saying? You laughing notification. I'm wanting you notification. You coming in here with your BS. You can't pull nothing over Missknockout. I'm Missknockout, baby. You can't pull nothing over me. Okay? You can't pull nothing over me. No, yeah, I caught you. I doggone so notification came in here and said you're gonna have a violation detected. End the live soon to avoid suspension. And he spelt it all crooked and cryptic. So I'm on to him. And so then he come in here and laugh and talk about you caught me. Hey Teresa, what's up? What's up? Everybody come on over here. I want to figure out how to make y'all mods. I don't know how to make y'all a mod. Teresa, how do I make y'all mods over here? I got to figure out how to do it. I got to chat GTP. So everybody come on in. Let's build the room up. Thank you so much, Deshaun. Let's tackify. Let's shareify. Everybody get your orange heart notification in there. Crack it up. Yeah, you cracking up, huh? Going around here with your... That's what you do all day. You go around to people's pages and say, you're going to get a violation. End your page now. You're going to get a violation. You getting your jollies off. You going around everybody's page doing that same BS, ain't you? I bet you got one fool at the end of their page. They'd be like, oh no, it's a violation. Let me end it now. Thank you, Star. Thank you, everybody coming on in. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm your girl, Missknockout, but first we're gonna build this page up. Now, hey, how you doing? Notification. You got to give me a thumbs up now. You owe me a thumbs up notification. Okay? Oh, that was funny. All right, everybody come on in. We got a lot to talk about. We got updates. We got fiascos. We got stuff going on. My sister from, hey, Denim Girl, what's up with you? Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. I don't know how to set this gift gallery no more, y'all. Maybe it's a new week. Maybe you got some act right. Let's see if you got some act right. It's a new week. Okay, let's see. All right. Ooh. See, it's doing the same thing, y'all. It's doing the same thing. I can't set the gift gallery now. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. I can't set it no more, y'all. It's crazy. It's a new week, but it won't let me set the gift gallery. It won't let me do it. Okay, let's see. Missknockout showcase. No, I don't want the showcase. I want the gift. Thank you so much for the orange heart. Thank you so much. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just won't let me set it no more. Okay, I gotta look that up. I gotta look a list of stuff I gotta look up. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. Everybody welcome in. Let's build the page up. Let's get some likeifications over on Y to the Tubesy. Let's get some subscriptions going on. And we are going to start the hot topics of the day. I'm your girl, Missknockout. How are you doing? I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. Doesn't it go quick? Oh my gosh, the weekend goes really quick, y'all. It goes really long. Yeah. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing fast. Too fast. It goes too fast. Teresa Brown won for Good Morning Sis. Yeah, the weekend goes so fast, y'all. It does go quick. It does go quick. It's like Zoom. Then you went to Monday. Okay, what's this live about? Well, Notification Alive is about hot topics, and we talk about all kinds of breaking news and viral stories and the warification. Now, I don't like to talk about politics. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you so much, Cindy. I don't like talking about politics so much, but it's so much going on in politics. We talk about that too. Sometimes we do a little story times over here. We do a variety of things to keep you busy. Hashtag FYD. To keep you from you're going to get a violation. You're going to get a violation on your page. Notification came over here with the BS. He was trying to run one, boy. Yeah, he's over there. He's on the Y to the Tuesday getting his jollies off. Going around to people's pages. It's going to be a fool. It's going to be like, oh, no. All right. So, hey, Deshaun, thank you so much for the share. Thank you for your orange heart. I'm going to use my clicker now. Oh, yeah, you got your clicker? Yeah. Don't tell TikTok, Cindy. Shh, we got to keep it a secret, y'all. We got to keep it a secret. We got to think of a secret name for that. because we can't tell, the clock is watching. They got eyes in the hills. They be watching everything, right? I tried to enter every contest I could. Yeah. So so that's what this live is about. All right. So we're gonna start with some hot topics for today. Top of the morning to you. It's Monday morning, and the war is still going on because the man that starts with a T went down the road and messed with those doggone people, and now those people are not gonna let up. Why? Because they want to drain his pockets. Because that's the only thing that he understands is to spend money, spend money, spend money. And now the people are mad with you. They got protests all up and down the land, all right? And you still got the warification going, okay? So we're going to talk about the U.S.
You should be TMZ and I
should be TMZ, Denim Girl in New York, right? I could be the TMZ in New York.
Welcome and chat, follow, tap, share, repost, grab your daily heart.
Yeah, I will be TMZ, but more relatable. TMZ, but more relatable. Like TMZ is cool. I like Harvey Lemon. I like the people at TMZ. I think they're doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? But new media is about being more relatable to the public, I feel like, because we have more leeway to do that. When you're in a news station, you have to abide by their rules. You have to go by their rules, and you have to go by what they want you to say. I could pretty much talk about what I want to talk about, but I'm very careful about what I talk about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can be at the TMZ of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Street MZ. You know what I'm saying? Street MZ. So yeah, so we're going to talk about the U.S.-Iran war escalation. We're going to talk about the man that starts with a T. We call him in here so that they won't be, every time you say his name, it triggers the algorithm. And then all those people start coming in here saying stupid stuff. And we ain't got time for that this morning. We ain't got time today. Okay? For them with their stupid mess. They carry their delusional behind somewhere else. Right?
Hashtag Autofix.
Hey, Lawanda, what's up? Everybody, we on all platforms right now. You can watch this back. We're on Y to the 2Z, Face to the Book. All right. Good morning, Charlene. Hey. And we're on the X to the X's, and we're even on LinkedIn. We're even on LinkedIn. So I'm trying to get on more platty. But, I got to get I'm getting my technical thing down right. Right? She's my sis. Yeah. Good morning,
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Mississippi is here. What's up? Thank you, everybody, for coming in. New York Beauty is here. So we're going to talk about a couple of things this morning because there's a lot going on in these
Mississippi. Good morning, sis.
There's a lot going on in the USA streets. There's a lot going on in the world streets. It's just a lot going on in them streets, y'all.
Deshaun Hubbin, right? Good morning, sis.
That's why the weekend goes so fast, because everybody's so stressed out. They're like, oh my gosh, we're rushing and just rushing our life, because he want to go down the road and mess with those people. Okay, so we call him the man that starts with a T, and you know who he is. It's the one that's in the big White House. All right. So we don't say his name in here because it does something to the algorithm that it makes the algorithm act all weird. And we don't want to, we just want to talk about the happenings. We don't want to experience the happenings. Right. Good morning, Dream Girl. Hey. All right. So you can now watch the whole Missknockout show back on Y to the Tubesy.
Gray Man.
Mr. Gray Man, right? Yeah, the Mr. Gray Man, exactly. So the man that starts with a T, all right, is giving oil threats. His concentration is always on the oil, more oil. It's either baby oil or fuel oil. What is the obsession with oil these days? What is the obsession with oil? Can somebody tell me what the obsession with oil is?
CRIPN, coups and bloods equals green.
Okay, 50K troops, a regime change claim. Okay, that means Iran might have had a regime claim. change. Okay, global oil crisis, and we're gonna talk about some things this morning because they need to be talked about. Now, I don't like talking about politics, but we gotta talk about politics. Okay, Buffy wouldn't like that, Charlie. We gotta talk about politics because it's the elephant in the room, and you gotta know about these things because
Charles Meekin 7.
one day you're gonna just be in your house, you're gonna look up and you're gonna hear everybody running like wild banshees in the streets, and you want to be able to know why. You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep up with the times and what this fool is doing in the warification, in case you got to run like wild banshees in the street one day. You want to be on point, right? Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Dream Girl. I was born
in
63.
63. All I see is black and white.
Right? I hear you, Denim Girl. I know. They was doing better in 63 than they doing now with all this effery going on. Okay? So, we're going to talk about it this morning. All the warification updates, and then we're going to move over to other things because we don't want to stress ourselves out with this stuff too long. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we still got to enjoy our life, but keep your neck on swivel. Keep your neck on swivel, but enjoy your life. All right? So, we got a month-long hot war going on, okay? U.S.
Yes.
Striking Iran, all right? And he's the man that starts with a T is threatening to obliterate their energy infrastructure and seize Karg Island, Iran's critical oil, and it always goes back to the oil. It always goes back to the oil, y'all. Iran's critical oil that handles 90% of their exports. And Tehran firing back. Thank you so much, Overcome. Thank you for the following. Thank you. And Tehran's firing back with threats to rain fire on U.S. troops. So remember, the U.S. troops are over there. They're on ground. They're flying in. They're doing all these maneuvers because the man that starts with a T then went down the road and messed with those damn people. He done marched his doggone gray behind down there, and he's messing with those people. And those people are bombifying our people that's over there on the ground, our babies.
I heard from an ex-CIA agent that they knew for 30 years if they shut them straight down, we would.
Right, Cindy?
Global recession within 3 weeks.
A global recession in 3 weeks because that fool that starts with a T went down the road and messed with those people. Okay? Hey, Heather, everybody come on in. What's up to the We're broadcasting over all channels. All right? You better get with us. We're broadcasting over all channels right now. All right? And we're doing good. So now, let me wipe this off. Hold on, y'all. Let me wipe the little screen off. Hold on. I want to make sure everything's clear. All right, we good. So let's talk about it, people. I want everybody to continue to shareify, likeify. All right. I keep saying I'm gonna put those the links to the tapifications in the Discord, but I get so busy when I get off of here. I never get around doing it, but I'm gonna get around doing it. I gotta make a to-do list and just, make sure I do it. All right. So let's get into this war update because the warification is still going on.
Chat, share, repost, grab your daily heart.
Yes. So this kicked off weeks ago, unless you've been under a rock. Okay. With precision strikes on Iran, I hate to say this word, the nuclearization. I hate that word. Okay. And missile sites. And now we're in 5+.
Good morning at the gym.
Good morning at the gym. With 50,000 additional U.S. troops flooding the Middle East. So that means that they deployed 50,000 more U.S. troops. People, this war is costing us billions and billions and billions of dollars a day of your tax money, my tax money, everybody's tax money, except for the man that starts to the T, because he doesn't want to show the government his taxes. He just doesn't want to show them to them. They're demanding that right now as we speak. Okay, he got a couple of casifications going on, and they want to see those records, and he will not show it to them. So, see, he ain't paying for the war. We are.
Baby G insists.
So you want to go down the road and mess with those people, but we got to pick up the tab. Something ain't right in the water, y'all. Something ain't right in the water, right? Am I right or wrong, y'all? Why do we got to pick up the tab when you won't even show the government your taxes of what you paid? Because you know you got something in there that you do not want us to see. He got something in there that he don't want nobody to see. And that's all it is. All right? So 50,000 additional troops, U.S. troops, are flooding into the Middle East. An Iranian strike just took out the U.S. AWACS radar plane in Saudi Arabia. It's a huge blow to detection. Okay, Houthis are hitting ships, and oil prices are spiking hard, already rippling into the U.S. gas costs and small businesses. Now, we do this monthly every day because I want to see how much the gas prices are going up. So I want everybody right now, I want you to put your gas price in your state in the comments. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Charlene. Notification, you still here? You still here? Notification? Did I win you over, boo? Did I win you over, boo? Because I'm going to win you over, baby.
3.63.
Okay, 3.63, 3.65.
$3.65.
All right. Okay, so it's on average 3.5, 3.50. Yeah, see, that's because that man that starts with a T is met at $4 in Indiana. Wow. $4. That's the highest one, Heather. Wow, 3.77.
3.77.
That's the second highest one. And this is why gas prices are going up. Because he wants to go down the road and do what, y'all? Mess with those people. You know what I'm saying? We got our own problems in the land today. Florida, $3.97. Maryland, $3.99. $4.99 in AZ. Wow, Lizzie. Wow, you're going to be riding an electric bike in a minute. Wow. Hey, Happy Pappy, everybody come on in. We're giving the hot topics, but right now we're giving you a little update on the war. Okay? Now, oil prices are spiking hard, already ripping into the U.S. gas costs and small businesses. The man that started with a T posted today saying Iran has already undergone a regime change. Okay, have you all heard that? Who has heard that before in the comments? Drop a comment if you heard that there was a regime change in Iran. Because that man that starts with a T said that he's going to take over. Every time he do something to a country, he's going to take over. They like, no, you're not going to take over nothing. You can't even take over your own land, sir. You ain't taking over nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? So they already had a regime change, and he's considering grabbing Carg Allen to choke their economy. So everybody's trying to hit each other in the pockets. Everybody's trying to hit each other in the pockets. And at the end of the day, the only people that's getting hit in the pockets is us. We're the only people that's getting hit in the pockets. These people go to their golf fields and go to their little bunkers underground, and we're the ones who's getting hit.
Driving barefoot.
Are you driving barefoot? Uh-oh. Let those toes hit the gas pedal. Right? So he's also floating deals, but warning of ground ops if needed. The Pentagon insiders say limited combat ops are the plan,
Sean Hobbins.
not a full invasion. So they want to do limited combat ops are the plan, not a full invasion, but experts are warning it can spiral. No Kings protest
Charles Meekin
was this
7.
weekend on March 28th. It turned out massive citywide against the war and the man that starts with a T, and it had record turnout with conservatives joining in saying there's no kings in America. Okay, and anybody have seen the No Kings protest this week? Did anybody see it in their state? Put a yes in the comments if you've seen the No Kings protest in your state. What's up, Savannah? What's up, Charlene? Put a yes in the comments if you've seen the No Kings protest in your state.
Yes. Atlanta.
Luana, okay. Charlene said Atlanta. All right. Yes. T-Boss said yes. Okay, Tasha.
We're in Raleigh, an hour from me.
Raleigh, an hour from you. Okay, Bevy said what happened an hour. Yeah, so they had those all over the land. And then they were out there. I was watching videos. I don't want to show it here because, you know, they're pretty aggressive. But there's videos of the military pushing people around and, you know, yelling at them and arrestifying them. All right. So let's move on to there's clips out there of Trump's Air Force One comments, damaged aircraft wreckage, and oil price charts are getting millions of views. So the oil prices are skyrocketing as we speak, right? And you know why that is. That's because the man whose name that starts with a T went down the road and he messed with those people. With the oil, with the 200 billion barrels of oil. He went and messed with those people. And now he's set off a global economic crisis. Because why? Everybody needs fuel. We all need fuel to run. We all need lights. We all need gas. We all need water. We all need the necessary things to run. And the man that starts with a T is disrupting that. Am I right or wrong? Put a yes in the comments. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Am I right or wrong? All right, so we're going to pull some videos, YouTube videos in a minute. Okay?
Right.
So let's talk about the No Kings protests, unless you've been under a rock. These No King protests has been explodifying across the nation, the U.S., and some parts of the world where people are protesting and getting out in the street. But Missknockout wasn't there because there was too many people for me, child. I was like, you can have that. I'll report from that. For the comfort of my doggone house is what I'm doing right now. Reporting from the comfort of my house. Because I'm not going out there with all them people. Somebody keep calling me on this phone. I'm like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not going out there with all those people, not in this climate. So you got to pick and choose where you go, people. You have to pick and choose now when you go, because things happen when you least expect it, and it's better to be safe than what? Sorry. Hey, Miss Coco. Hey, everybody coming on in. Hey, no.
It's calling you.
Yeah, right, right. The AI, yeah, maybe it's people's calling me.
Yep.
So I hear you knock out talking that shiznick. Yeah, we keeping it real. You know, you gotta know what you gotta let the people know what it really is and it really ain't. And that's what you're going to get in here, and you know it. That's why you're here. Because you're going to get what it really is and what it just really isn't. You're going to get it in here. Okay? So right now, everybody, come on in. We're doing our topics. We're talking about the Iran war, giving updates, the oil prices, because the man that starts with the T went down the road and messed with them people. And now we're in a pickle. because he just keeps going and going and going and going. When do you take a break, sir? When do you take a break? When do you rest? I can't even picture that man sleeping. He probably sleeps upside down like a vampire. Okay? So, Saturday, the No Kings protest rallies drew millions in cities coast to coast. And the third wave of massive, meaning gigantic, anti-Mr. T protests focus on no kings in America, baby. No kings. We ain't got no kings. We don't want no kings. And we ain't going to have no kings. Can we let the church say amen? We ain't going to have no king, sir. The only thing that, and only person or thing that thinks there is a king is you. You're the only person that thinks that, sir. The rest of the world says no. We'll pass. We don't want it. Throw it back. So that's what no kings is about. Ain't no kings in America. Carry that shiznick to England somewhere where there's a king, sir. There's no kings here. What's up, J Marks? Hey, everybody follow each other, network, right? So, No Kings protest also has opposition to the Iranian war, authoritarian vibes. Conservatives are even crossing the lines, saying that real patriots reject monarchy style and videos of huge people out at these protests. You can find it all over the YouTube, the tubes, y'all. You can go find it. We was
Thinks
playing
he is on a training day like
we was
he's King
playing
Kong.
it yesterday, but we're not going to play it today because we're not going to stay too much into this. We're just doing a little recapitalization in case you weren't here. Everybody keep tapifying. Everybody keep sharifying. Everybody keep likeifying. Join the super fans if you rocking with the Missknockout community. We will be having some super fan only lives. We will be having that. So make sure you join the super fans, tapping, sharing, hashtags, if you will. All right. So let's talk about and move on to the TSA airport meltdown. The unpaid workers are quitting in droves. They're leaving the job in droves. Why? Now, let's all take one wild guess on what this all goes back to. Yes, you got it, folks. It goes back to the nucleus of all things debauchery. And that's the man whose name starts with a T. It goes back to him. All right? They're in the middle of why these people ain't getting paid. So the unpaid workers quit in droves. Why? Because they need money.
They started getting paid today. Not sure if they're getting their full pay.
Okay, I'll check on that. Right? But they weren't getting paid for a while, and people need money.
He wants them to give back the money Tyler Perry gave them. Now he wants to pay them.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Perry went in his own pockets and gave these people money. Now, I don't know how he was sorting them out, y'all. Because if he had some number up there, anybody could say, yeah, I'm a TSA worker, right? Imagine anybody calling in, you don't really work there. You're like, yeah, I'm a TSA worker. Yeah, I was out for work for 4 weeks. Yeah, I make $1,500 a week. And then he sends it to you. Boom. How do you check? Do you have the human?
The call be back.
Does he have the human? Okay. Does he have the human resource records, y'all? Hey, Gina. I don't know. How did you check that, Tyler Perry? You got to make sure these. What's up, Retro River? Both sides suck, okay? What's up, 80 baby? Hey, everybody, come on in. Both. In politics, everybody is corrupt. You just got to always try to pick the lesser of the evil. That's all. Because all of them are corrupt. This is the world that we live in. Who do you go to that you trust? Who do you go to that you trust that you can move forward and prosper in this life? You better be very careful. And you better look, me, I handpick my people around me
Be myself,
like
and
a mother. And yeah, and spend a lot of time by myself. But whoever be around me, I handpick them. I got a certain kind of way. Because people be handpicking people around them, and they be blowing up the earth, honey. They be what? Causing havoc. And you be stressed out enough. You got more stress. Now, you got to go. Right? Hey, what's up with you? Hey,
Thank
Kim.
you for picking me.
Thank you for picking me. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the TSA is still having a meltdown. We'll give an update. I'll give an update on the TSA in a minute. But let me read this little spiel, because a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people don't know about what's going on in the world today. So they are having, TSA is having some setbacks because of a partial government shutdown. Okay. In the last few weeks, it's been going on. A DHS funding crisis since February 14th left the TSA officers unpaid. Okay, we're going to look up if they've been getting paid. Now, I know Tyler Perry offered them some pay, right? But, you know, people get mad when you anytime you help the working class in this country now, people get their feathers ruffled. They just don't want to help the working class. Everything's for the rich. Tyler Perry is for the people in them. So he tried to help out the people, right? So today they're finally, okay, so we got a little update. Let's listen up. Today they are finally getting back paychecks, but the damage is done. Record call-outs this weekend. Travelers raging. The man that starts with a T, admin stepping in with relief. They went viral on Facebook with a passenger horror story. Thank you for the orange heart. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for the orange heart, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody come on in. Let me see if this thing is working. Let me see.
Live good morning, sis.
Good morning. Yeah, okay, that's what I want. So full details, workers went unpaid for weeks with the shutdown, and it looks like they're getting some kind of a back pay, but a lot of them already quit. Do you think they can get their job back? Now that they're getting paid. Some of them probably want their job back, right? Some of them quit. They said, oh, shoot, now they're getting paid. I want my joint back. Can you imagine that? Do those jobs take you back? If you quit, right? Thank you, K-Mac. If you quit, can they take you back? I think they can if they really need them, you know.
Deshaun Hubbins, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Everybody come on in. It's the Missknockout show. We're doing hot topics, all right? And so, yeah, so they are getting some back pay, all right? So, but they got to hire more workers. So I guess the TSA going to be hiring y'all. Well, who will work for the TSA? Put a yes or no in the comments. Would you work for the TSA? I'm just curious. I mean, they seem like they got to put up a lot. They got to search people, and then you got to see if they got something on them, and then you got to bring them on into the back, all right? And then what do you got to do a search when you do the prostate test? I don't know, but you got to pay a pretty buck for that. You at work, Liz? Yeah. So Britney Spears, if you didn't know, she had a DUI arrest.
Welcome and check, follow,
allegedly.
Tap, share, repost, grab your daily heart.
Nope and nope. K-Mac said nope and nope. So Britney's back in the news with her latest DUI arrest, and her profile showed up, and then it went private afterwards. So she bounced back, posting the cutest Instagram reel on a yacht with her sons, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and they were dancing and hugging, and LL Cool J was playing in the background. And she complained last year about barely seeing them. So now they're having all smiles, right? So it looks like she's having fun, but she still got to go to court, to find out why she was swerving on down the highway, talking about it's Brittany. She was like, it's Brittany, bitch. She was swerving in and out.
Let's get to 60K.
Let's get to 60K, y'all. Let's go. We have 41K, y'all. We get ready to go on the Rainbow app in a minute. We're going on a Rainbow. If you don't know what the Rainbow is, click the first link tree in my the first link in my link tree. Make a profile of it. It's brand new. Get in something on the ground up. The other ones are all right, but we talked about this yesterday. I just feel like they're doing their algorithm wrong. I feel like people who have good content should move up in the algorithm too, not just people that's getting money dropped on them and getting taps and this and that. And the epic teachers that's always teaching the app. It's like, how much could I learn about the app? How much? You told me this, you told me that. How many times you gonna tell it to me? But they at the top and all the built community building all them. It's like, so this is something new. Ray J was bringing everybody over there, so I went, and it's cute. It's in the beginning stages. Okay, so then we also talked about, if he wasn't in here, the Duggar family bombshell. Joseph and Kendra arrested on child endangerment and molestation charges. All right, so Joseph and Kendra was arrested. So yes, Kendra was arrested. That Duggar family, they got the cursor, they got the curse of jujubas on them. They got the heebie-jubas on them. They just got problems on problems on problems. Them poor kids, they need therapy. You know that they need therapy after all of this, because you know that they even seen stuff that we don't even know about. So Joseph Duggar and his wife Kendra were charged with child endangerment, molestation of a 9-year-old. Oh my gosh. It just makes you just want to throw up, y'all. Thank you so much, Liz. And false imprisonment. Who was your false imprisonment? Not the 9-year-old. And if it was, where's the 9-year-old's parents? I want to know where the parents be at. Don't you have that question running around in your mind every once in a while when you're hearing all these stories? Where are the parents? Where are y'all? Y'all home watching Family Feud and your kid is out there swinging from the chandeliers? Like, what's really going on in America, right? So, a shocking twist on the wholesome
night. Work or sleep.
At work or sleep. 19 kids, family. They had their own YouTube and all of that, right? So both of them got arrested. They're still developing, all right? And
came back exactly, son.
Feel full police reports when I get hold of them. I'll come back. I'll do commentary. Now let's go to Luigi Mangione. We haven't talked about him in a while. Okay, the accused shooter of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione's case dominating the headlines with trial delays requested into June through September. Motions, manifesto talk, public sympathy versus cold-blooded unalivement debate. And so there's a lot of talk about, like, is he a cold-blooded unaliver? Or, does he deserve public sympathy? Because, public is paying for everything. All right. So let's see. Let's see what else is going on. So David, any David updates? All right. David Anthony Burke, 20-year-old Houston singer who blew up on TikTok after massive hits like Here With Me and Romantic Homicidification, in which I don't know one note, but I do know that a girl was found in a car registered to him in the trunk. and it wasn't a pretty picture. Everything's all alleged, right? And now it's one of the biggest high-profile crime cases going into the 2026. The girl was 14 years old. Her body was dismembered, read between the lines, and was found in his trunkification of his Tesla, right? And he has been officially named, David, the target of an unalivement grand jury investigation. So this case is heating up and going on, and they're getting close to bringing him on in, I guess, So, they're just trying to figure out how this body wound up in his trunk, which everybody wants to know. Everybody, that's the burning question in our mind. How did this girl wind up in your trunk? We need to go through that story and know it because it's very unusual. So that case is developing. All right. So let's see what else is going on. Savannah's mom. Oh, Savannah. What happened with Savannah's mom? Nancy Guthrie. Okay, let's see if let me go in my notes and see if there's any Nancy Guthrie. Let's see. Because that case is moving slower than mother. Hold on, y'all. All right, so let's see. Let's see if there's any Nancy Guthrie updates. I mean, I just feel like they're moving so slow with the trial. They don't have too much evidence that they're putting out there. If they do know, they do know more. They're keeping it to themselves for some reason. Why did these people get away with it? Why isn't there any clues? You got the glove, you got the blood, you got back door, you got this, you got that. And at the same damn time, you got nothing. How does that work out? How does that work out? Okay, so Nancy got 3 updates. Let's get into it. Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you so much for the shares. Thank you, everybody that's on my Y to the Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see ya. All right, so let's get into it.
The public are asking for the sheriff to step down.
Yeah, the sheriff does need to step down because he's slow like molasses. I haven't heard from him in weeks. On weeks. What are you doing, sir? Are you sitting at your desk eating donuts and coffee? You're not making any leeway in this case. It's almost like you don't want to, right? So they got a $1 million family reward and a $100K FBI reward, right? And so what's going on with them? So the sheriff declared it a kidnapping, right? They got 2 ransom notes that surfaced. Things went on. The case isn't being solved. No trace of her. The daughter is like, when is she going to go back to work? Who knows? Because she's been out of work all this time, on Savannah, right? And she stepped away from today for 2 months, right? And it's just like the case isn't getting any leeway. So let's see. Let's take a look at this, people. Let me see if I can pull this up. This is very interesting. Everybody come on in. Hey, Damali. Hey, what's up with you? Oh, this is show short. Oh, no, that's the... Hey, Damali's here. Kayla's here. What's up with you? All right. So let's see. Let's take a backstory, trip up, catch up. Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at this.
Guthrie, 50%.
All right. Everybody continue to tap on people in the air. On platforms, it's the middle. So let's take a look at this real quick. Okay, on to the tubes. The output.
If you've been waiting in your
Everybody, come on in. It's story time. A little bit of a story time.
They look up from AI.
A lot of spread out land, huh?
Follow, tap, share, repost, grab your daily heart.
6 weeks into this deeply troubling mystery, investigators say 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, mother of today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie, was taken from her home in the middle of the night. The case continues to shake our community and grip the nation.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing tonight? It's a little later in the evening than I like to start my videos, but I've been down south of Tucson. I'm now in Tucson finally. So I went past the location where I wanted to be, do some other videos, but the home of Nancy Guthrie. If you're not familiar, and so I'm a little ill. I have under the weather. Not familiar with the Nancy Guthrie story. Already driven past the house, and I spoke to someone that was outside. I thought they were security. Turns out they're a YouTuber live streaming, and people, I guess, are watching this guy's live stream, and I've been getting messages. So my friends dropped me off because you can't park anywhere around here. The neighbors get mad if you park. But I want to tell you more about the story. We're in the Catalina story, but we're going to see her house. We're going to see the memorial. We'll talk about it. Savannah Guthrie's mom from the Today Show, and it's just huge because what happened to this woman? What happened to Nancy Guthrie? So just like I said, just a couple of months ago, she's an elderly lady. She spent the evening with her daughter Annie and her son-in-law. And after dinner and some games, they're hanging out. They dropped her off here at 8:48. I believe the time was. Now, February 1st at her home, but she didn't have a recording subscription. Like it was active, but there was a recording. The video was not saved to the iCloud. Now the FBI later recovered some data, not much though. A big significant part of the case at 2:28 a.m. her bedside pacemaker monitor missed its scheduled transmission. That suggests that she was removed from her home or the device was disabled. So she was supposed to be at a virtual church meeting. Relatives came at about 11:56 a.m. Now, the FBI and the county sheriff's department in this area quickly determined that this was an abduction. This is not the house. This is the neighbor's house. Right? I'm doing this in a little bit of a weird way because I was under the impression that there's going to be a lot more people out here. Savannah Guthrie just today said that she wanted more people to come out here and report on the media. There's security going. I thought there'd be more police activity, but it's slowing down. But Savannah, this came here specifically because she said she wanted more media attention. Now, I'm not media. I don't think my platform is huge or anything like that, but it was a story I kind of wanted to cover. And when I heard her say that, I was like, well, whatever, Maybe people haven't heard the story. I'm going to tell it the best I can. And I'm sorry about my voice. I found things that don't belong to Nancy. About 9 days, the back end of the security system, it showed this creepy footage. They showed a masked individual carrying an Ozark Trail hiker pack.
What happened to
and wearing
all
a gun holster. He used plants to try and block the kid.
They show all of that.
He was like tampering with it.
Let him finish.
Now, several media outlets received emails claiming to be from the kidnappers, and those contain very specific details about the home, such as damage to a footlight and the location of Nancy's Apple Watch that match the secret details of the crime scene. So anytime you're sending stuff like that, it seems that the people are legit. The family's made several, I think it's 1 million now.
Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light.
There's a memorial. There's the YouTuber. And there's people coming out here right now. So 50 days.
Wow.
There's no confirmed arrests. A lot of that about it.
You don't want to know my theory.
It has to be someone with knowledge of the area or someone close to the family, given how specifically the security system was bypassed. Other theories, it's a celebrity stalker targeting Savannah Guthrie through her mother. There are other theories that it's just a random kidnapping. I'm going to tell mine at the end, kind of what I kind of think. I don't know. Obviously.
Andrea.
Now, Savannah Guthrie has not been back to NBC since. She's focused entirely on the search. So you're watching this now today on day 57.
Thank you, Zoe.
Reported this up. Savannah Guthrie also did an interview with her Today Show co-host and said that the back doors to Nancy's home were found propped open. Authorities definitely believe she was taken from their home against her will, and Savannah's family was offered a $1 million reward for the safe recovery of Nancy. Like I said, so this is a week after you're seeing the footage here. I'm now making this voice over because things happen and change every day. Law enforcement continues to follow. And here is the memorial that keeps growing now. After everything I've seen online about it, I always thought when I saw the family walk out, they were walking down to where that gentleman's sitting. That's that YouTube live streamer dude. It's right here. Look at all this. It's absolutely beautiful. There's her home. Right there. I can't believe how close the home is, and I can see it. But when the memorial was outside, I did think it was over there. It was like, okay, it's okay to come here. And also that Savannah Guthrie wants to keep this in the news and her sister and the family. Look at this. Please place posters and letters for the family in the box. that's full.
Wow.
Please leave this memorial undisturbed. Let Nancy come home. Savannah Guthrie. It's never too late to do the right thing. God is watching you. Things happen, and we get that. This is the message to Nancy's kidnapper. Unintentional things happen, and we get that. Life is made up of choices. Please make the right one now. Give the Guthries hope with proof of life, or tell them where Nancy is so they can get her and end this nightmare on both sides. The Guthries and the whole country are counting on you. Prove to us you're human. Do the right thing.
Oh.
Bring Nancy. This is obviously while she was asleep in her bedroom. I'm assuming. Excuse me. And dear Guthrie family, your neighbors stand with you.
See the brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Okay, Bart. Yeah, you too. It's a Hyundai getaway sale.
You know how to
Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Kona SE for $139 a month, or get 3.49% APR a month.
Doing? How you doing? Come on in.
If actually was a man, what would lady shoe size 8?
Right? Let's get back into it. Hey, Glenda.
Look at all the time. It's not more important. It's not more important. Just because she's a daughter of a... But not more important. But it's obviously going to get more news coverage, because the details are so... What I told you all, of elderly women, whether they're related to someone famous or not, elderly people, I should say. It's a rare story. Where is the ransom part true? Who did this? But here we go. Look at this. Here's her house. There's it's over front door. Isn't it wild?
We going on the rainbow.
Security and police. I was kind of wondering, and I've seen this house a million times. Here it is. There's that feeling. There's a doorway.
Turn it around, y'all. I know how to do it. Around, y'all.
To those crazy.
There.
Really creepy. Right videos trying to cover up the camera.
Wow.
It was right there, right in the center. Right there. I've done a lot of true crime on my channel. I don't or not they knew she was related to Savannah Guthrie, I don't know, but probably knew that these are not cheap homes. This is an expensive area. May have known that she's an elderly lady. Probably her family has money or she has money. I'm going to look again. If you're the car like this going by, I mean, this, and this, you know, January 30th, maybe, or maybe possibly they drove the car right up.
You're trying to figure it out, yo.
I don't know.
You don't know.
There was an elderly woman here that had money, possibly, and they panicked.
Well, listen. Everybody knew that they
she's
got
still
money.
alive.
For about 1 to 2 weeks at a time over the last month.
Oh.
I spend about a week or two out here, then I go home for about 5 days.
Really? Where are you from?
California.
Okay. Yeah, I was just in Bakersfield.
Okay, well, where from
have you seen
people questions?
Like if they'd ask you and I questions?
No. A couple days ago, they're up here looking at construction sites, talking to possible construction workers, see if anything out of the ordinary. It sounds like they're
with money, and that's what it was. What do you think?
I was telling my viewers too. I got 2 ideas. One of them is money, kidnapping for money, or kidnapping to get back at the family.
Right.
So I do think kidnapping gone wrong. I don't think she was supposed to, be unalive or anything like that. But as this time goes
50 today. So, and I just think that it's like you said. I think it's a kidnapping gone wrong. But I think they either knew the family had money.
Might be,
or they just knew an elderly lady living in here in a nice house in a that has money.
Too much, Samantha.
It was random. And then the odds of someone that has
how
money,
do you know so much, sir?
That's worth millions upon millions. It makes $8 million.
Sir, let's see you downtown, sir.
It's even slimmer. So I don't.
We want to see you downtown, sir.
You think
a couple?
Sir, you tell everything we already know, sir.
We're looking up how much money Savannah makes, and pictures of Nancy Guthrie's home. And then there's been CI. Actually, I think they released it. I was one of our Brian Ensigns.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
And people were looking this up. You mean on Google?
Google searches from November up until January. A couple of them on different dates of Savannah Guthrie salary, and then as of Nancy Guthrie's home.
So somebody, but you think they live in and out of the area of a car, right? So there's no cameras.
Yeah. So unless a home has
that explains. All right, there's the house, and it's surreal for me to be here, right? Like you've been here a lot, obviously, you said, but just to see, like that doorway is the doorway.
Yes.
That you keep seeing. So thank you for your theories. Like, I just said my kind of what I think, but I think you're right. Wasn't so random, but where is she?
Being random and then actually, like, dude, if you throw a rock from an airplane and the odds of that rock landing on a famous person's house, it's really
rare. Yeah, it's 1 in a million.
Yeah, I don't think that it was random at all. And them saying, oh, they're going to try to rob the neighbors because of the gem show or something like that, I don't think that's random either. What are the odds of the house that they're supposed to hit is right next door to Savannah Guthrie's mom's house? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I go after what makes sense. What makes sense is I do believe they're picking up property.
I like it.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
Okay.
Samantha said he know a lot.
Prior, they were searching or scoping out the property, and
he know a lot and nothing at the same time.
The early morning of February 1st.
Yeah.
So
heartbreaking.
It's horrible, man. I couldn't even imagine this happening to my mom.
Right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.
Like Jake just gave me
We're gonna come out for him. We're gonna move on to the man that started with Tay. And let's see what the breaking news is about him now. I'm watching this along with y'all, so
Trump's health is collapsing. I mean, just look at him right here. His mental and physical health and complete paranoia has taken over during the war. And Iran knows it. Iran is making videos playing on Donald Trump's paranoia to try to taunt Donald Trump physically and mentally deteriorating before our eyes, and specifically talking about how he fears he's going to get on immediately. Do you remember about what night that he was building this ballroom? Remember what I said? I said the ballroom he's doing is he's building a bunker of the people, and he is terrified of then use those in one place, a military installation and bunker. Now, aboard Air Force One, as Donald Trump was heading back from his taxpayer funded vacation, yet again in his safe space in Florida, he talked about what the real reason is: nobody can get me. So, as America right now has been hoisted into this unlawful, this is what he's talking about, the ballroom, but the bunker underneath as well, to protect him from getting hit by drones. Here's what he says: the military building underneath is massive. He goes, and this stupid lawsuit exposed what I was really doing. The ballroom is a shed. Here's what he said aboard Air Force One. Let's play this clip.
There's not one dime of government money going into the ballroom. And the complex under the ballroom come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a
stupid lawsuit
under the ballroom. Essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from a high-grade bulletproof glass. So all of the windows are bulletproof. I think the Times wrote, gee, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake windows. They said, they talked about a stairway in the south. We don't have a stairway in the south. That was replaced a long time ago.
Now, there were some additional clips about Air Force One where he then tried to be like, well, can we just talk about the ballroom right now? I just think it's easier if we just talk a lot about this and we don't talk about the war, because for Donald Trump, talking about the ballroom is like a safe space for him, right? He knows this war is catastrophic and he's in denial about just how bad it is. So he's like, can we talk about like the Corinthian columns, everybody? And again, this is someone with with deep paranoia, who's in a deep state, in my opinion, of cognitive and physical deterioration. Let's play this clip as he go, I just want to do this now. I thought it would be easier. Here, play this.
I'm going to do this now because it's easier. I'm so busy that I don't have time to do this. But fighting wars and other things. This is very important because this is going to be with us for a long time. Same height, exact height of, not higher, same height as the White House, exactly the same height. And if you look, you have the White House over here, and that's a duplicate homage to the White House, which is, I think, very important.
And then Donald Trump says that about this war, because everybody's saying thank you to me. Everybody is so grateful for me. Here, let's play this clip.
The weapon they'd use it immediately. I think she's probably a little bit soft. Some people are. Most people are. Most people are saying thank you very much for doing what you did. They are decimated right now.
Hey, Dion.
I just want to remind you as well that before Donald Trump left to go to Florida, when he held his last cabinet meeting, nagging about exams again. Another cognitive exam, everybody. Another cognitive exam, everybody. Here, play this clip.
I'll say it right now. I say it because no president ever reports it. I'm the only president that ever took a cognitive test. I took it 3 times.
Took it.
Actually, very hard for a lot of people. It wasn't hard for me.
He took it
But
3.
by the time you get to the end, it gets tougher. By the time you get to the end, people to those questions, they get very tough, mathematical equations and things. I took it 3 times. I aced it all 3 times in front of numerous doctors that I have no idea who they are. And I was told when I went in, they said, Doc Ronnie told me this. My current doctors are fantastic doctors. They said, well, if you take it, you know, it's Walter Reed. It's essentially a public hospital. And if you do badly, it's probably enough. But I am all. And one doctor said, I've never seen anybody get over that for 20 years. I want people, I would love to see a chance of being a president. I would like to see them take a cognitive test.
And by the way, as I mentioned, you know, the Iranians are seeing Donald Trump physically deteriorate in the videos that they've been making of him. They've been doing, like the Iranian propaganda people are like doing videos to taunt him. And they always have his hand like bandaged up, have his hand being discolored. More on that in a moment with just what they're doing to taunt him as he physically deteriorates before our eyes. But a reporter asks him, hey, Donald, are you still considering putting boots on the ground? And would you do that without even going to Congress? And then Donald Trump compares his catastrophic war in Iran to the ballroom. We're ahead of schedule in Iran, like the ballroom. Here, play this clip.
Be soon.
Considering still putting boots on the ground, would you do that?
Ships over the you know, the power. Look, and much of that schedule with a rich ahead of schedule. If you would have said that in 3 days we were going to knock out 158 ships here,
that's in the ballroom, yo.
Which we did. We knocked out their entire Air Force. We knocked out most of their missiles. That's why you see missile attacks, but they're sputtering. And we have a group. It's a new regime. It's a group of people.
Tell them about it.
We've never dealt with before.
And then he's beautiful. Here, let's play this clip.
All right, play it.
I think we have it on it. I did something today. We just got these in from the architects. A lot of people are talking about how beautiful the ballroom was for 150 years.
How we get that on the ballroom, sir? We want to know what you're doing down the road, messing with those people.
And
in front of
when we have dignity, small rooms and not big enough to the kind of capacity that you need.
You know what's easier than fixing a problem? Not having the problem in the first place. Your liver is one of those organs that you don't think about until you have to. Supporting it daily is one of those small things that can make a huge difference in how you feel overall. And that's where dose. This isn't just another capsule. Dose is a liquid supplement. It's taken in a daily 2-ounce shot, and it tastes like fresh squeezed orange juice. Here's why it matters.
Let's see. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to condemn the skyrocketing wealth inequality in this country. Over the last couple of decades, the rich have gotten richer, while working families have been left behind. The very wealthiest Americans is rigged. That's why I introduced
How y'all doing? It's Hot
make
Topics.
these
We're talking
billionaires
about
pay their fair share. So deliver child
all this
and
ending.
Medicare for all.
What's going on with the war for you? Oh yeah, yeah.
Can you turn your mic off?
Welcome in the chat, everybody.
Platteville, new season,
All right.
Tuesday at 10 on TLC.
So we're gonna get back to it in a second, y'all. Everybody, come on in.
So we got butter, cheese.
No battles right now. No.
Yeah, that's easy peasy. We make it like that too, like food twinsies. Everything tastes better with Gordon.
All right, everybody, let's get back into it. Thanks for singing.
And I'm speaking with the new leaders, and they're so reasonable, and they really like me, our leadership. They keep on mocking you because you're not talking to them. And yes, you do manipulate the market as well, but you're not manipulating the market. Everybody recognizes that you just lie about everything. Every word out of your mouth is lie. You are not having conversations with the new Iranian leadership. What do you mean you think out of your damn mind? There is out of damn mind, quite literally. Here, play
That's
this.
true, though. How does he know that they're reasonable? It's not like you sit there, you having a conversation.
Change. You look already because the regime is decimated, the regime is mostly dead. And the third regime, we're dealing with different people than anybody's dealt with before. It's a whole different group of people. So I would consider that regime change. You can't do much better than that. The regime that was first one that was done. The second was appointed. And they're gone. They're
okay.
all dead.
I'm gonna put it in the Discord today. I'm gonna remember.
A little life, I know. And then they're really the third group. And the third group of people that seem to be much more reasonable is regime change. And regime change is an imperative. But I think we have it on. I did something today.
Yes. Yes, bibble babble. Bibble babble bibble. Thank you, Lizzie.
In this clip.
And that porch will be magnificent, looking in between the columns. They no longer, we took the stairs out that were on the south side and really replaced
finish the
them
interview with time.
Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial / monument. So that's great. This is a view of the Corinthian, which is considered the best, most beautiful by far.
Now, is Donald Trump's support all-time lows, like 27%, 25% drop.
They could say, sir, So, what color is your shirt? He'll be like, well, the moon is up there. And then
60 points or something like what record. Absolutely don't play this clip.
Look at how I did with the Hispanic population. And that's bad for them. They always had it. Now they don't have it anymore. These are people.
And then in his paranoia, he says the Democrats are sick. He says the Democrats are the terrorists. They're sick, and the Democrats are like terrorists. Here, play this clip.
They should terminate the filibuster, and the Senate is playing soft. But we're dealing with very sick individuals. The Democrats are sick. There's something wrong. They're like terrorists. And
the Democrats ain't
protect
sick,
our
sir.
country. We have to protect our border.
I beg to
protect our wall. It was up to them. They'd open up the wall. They'd let millions of people pour into our country again. And we've all been through that.
Then finally, Donald Trump says the Iranians have agreed their nuclear weapons. They're going to give up their nuclear dust. They're making this all up. You know, I don't know if these are just delusions in your mind, if this is manipulating the market, which I think is the main reason why you're doing this, but I also negotiables. They will not talk about anything that reduces their ballistic missile capability. They will not talk about anything unless the United States agrees to full reparations for the war. They will not agree to anything unless they get to keep control of the Strait of Hormuz and charge a toll. They will not talk at all. Hezbollah, the Shiite militias in Iraq and others will never be targeted by the U.S. and Israel again. And the U.S. and Israel need to get off all their military bases in the Middle East. Those are non-negotiable. But you can keep on pretending that you're having a conversation with them. Here, play this clip.
You very much for doing what you did. They are decimated right now. They're going to give up nuclear weapons. They're going to give us the nuclear dust. They're going to do everything that we want to do. And you know what? They're going to go on and maybe have a great country again. But if they don't do that, they're not going to have a country. They're not even going to have a country. So
and then, just so you can all see, Iranian state media and Iranian propaganda. Basically, here's one such video that they're doing these AI generated videos. And here's one of them where they portray him as sweaty and panicking, playing this clip.
Say, I'm not a pedophile.
I'm a pedophile.
Liar! Say I wasn't on Epstein's island.
I wasn't on Epstein's island.
Say I don't worship Baal.
I don't worship Baal.
Liar!
And here it is where they don't seem intimidated at all, but they always portray him as sweating and scared. Play this clip.
Oh, that's another. Is that another video? Oh, that's the one video. Look at this one, y'all. That's the Iran guy. Look what they made about man. Look at Mr. T.
And then here they have him trying to like eat like Middle Eastern food. Here, play this clip.
Oh. Look at him.
And then here, play this clip.
That's the no king protest.
And so tactically,
Wow.
they see in him someone who is cognitively, physically deteriorating, and they're directing these videos in order to, you know, in order to try to share and expose what they view as kind of his weakness and his failings they're talking about. I just want to show you what they're doing generally there, what's going viral on the internet. Also see they're sharing how he cult here in the United States. It's subscribe. Let's get to 7. Thanks, everyone.
You got a lot going on, y'all. All right, everybody. Everybody, come on in. We are talking
David
about
Moore,
our topics
ABC's
right
World
now.
News Tonight, America's most watched
Thank
newscast.
y'all
Now
for coming
streaming
in.
same day
Continue
with all
to
the
tap a
breaking
five,
news
share
of the
a five.
day on Disney Plus. Most watched,
all our-
most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
All right.
Breaking tonight, a significant escalation as thousands more American ground troops arrive in the Middle East as Iran now threatens to attack Israeli and American colleges in the region. And with paychecks on the way, when will those endless airport security lines finally
Yes, I
ease
told
up?
y'all they're
We begin
sending more
with the
people
war
out
in
there.
Iran now in its 5th week. 3,500 Marines and sailors have arrived. 50,000 troops now in the region. The Pentagon is reportedly mulling options. President Trump has not yet decided whether to launch a ground invasion. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on how long the war could last. Will it be weeks or months? Plus, the latest on new talks in Pakistan to end the fighting. Iran now reeling from strikes on schools in Tehran and suggesting attacks on American universities in the Middle East. And there's new concern that Iranian allies may try to block the Red Sea, another vital shipping route. We have team coverage. Also tonight, those excruciating security lines at the airport. TSA agents are calling out in record numbers after going without pay for more than a month. With the checks finally coming, will the delays ease up? An alleged bombing
you got all those
plot.
people
A
that
new
quit.
photo of the device left
Now you gotta
outside
do
the
a
Bank
mass
of America in Paris, and what the investigation has turned up. Tiger Woods out of jail after that serious accident and now facing a charge of driving under the influence. How this will impact his latest comeback. The horrific school bus crash, 2 children killed, parents described the
Tiger
awful
looks
scene.
stressed out.
NASA's return to the moon, the countdown to Artemis 2, why the mission is so important, and what they've done to fix the stubborn hydrogen leak. The brazen chocolate theft 1 week before Easter. Who stole 12 tons of Kit Kats? And America Strong tonight. How
Now,
you
why
went
would
from
you
hospital
steal 12
janitor
tons of
to
Kit Kats?
doctor at the same hospital?
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with the war in Iran now entering its 5th week. More than 50,000 American troops are now in the Middle East. This is 3,500 Marines and sailors of Iran region. President Trump is said to be considering his next options, including a ground invasion or seizing an island. Tehran launching its air defense systems amid an unrelenting assault by Israeli and American universities in the region. This after an Israeli airstrike hit Iran's University of Science and Technology campus. Pope Leo with harsh words about the war on this Palm Sunday, saying God, quote, does not listen to the prayers of those who wage war. And a sobering reminder of the cost of this war. More than 3,000 people have been killed across the region.
Now, you heard what he said, right? Did you hear what the Pope said? He's talking to the man whose name started with a T. Ooh, Mr. T, you got the Pope against you. Oh. See? Everybody's mad. And that's what those doggone people. Let's listen. Let's listen here.
Including 13 American service members. We have team coverage tonight. ABC senior White House correspondent.
Soon put boots on the ground for military operations inside Iran. The mounting question
A lot of these
as
kids
first
start
U.S.
getting
ground troops
recruited
arrived in the
and
Middle
deployed
East 35 sailors in Marine Expeditionary Unit. Equipped capability. The second Marine unit is on its way and expected to arrive by May. An additional 1,500 soldiers from the Army 82nd Airborne also preparing to deploy. Those troops trained to parachute behind enemy lines. The U.S. now has 50,000 troops staying party, urging Trump to consult Congress first.
If we're going to do a conventional ground operation with Marines and 82nd Airborne, that is a ground war that I believe Congress should have a say in. We should be briefed on.
As the war passes its 1-month mark, sources tell ABC News Secretary Rubio privately told U.S. and Israeli attacks lighting up the night sky in Tehran with a missile onslaught this weekend. Through the rubble in Tehran, several buildings nearby at a university also damaged. And now Iran is warning it will consider American universities with camp. The number of Americans wounded grows. Now more than 313 American service members have died. At least 15 Americans were wounded on Friday in an Iranian Saudi Arabia, which also reportedly destroyed a critical drone surveillance and reconnaissance plane used by the Air Force to the Wall Street.
And
Come on in. Get right back to it, commercials. Everybody come on in and we getting our little updates on application. Thank you for the lights.
Find comfort with Millie Movie.
Thank you.
My 401k jobs would
Come
contribute
on
all
in.
my retirement accounts are in one award account is performing with
Everybody's Monday start right now for right.
the retirement calculator to see if I'm on track.
How's everybody doing?
And PensionBee even helps track down forgotten 401ks with access to over 270,000.
So we're talking about the warification.
While most rollovers can happen digitally,
Going
if
on
you get stuck, you have a real human. We call them beekeepers to get you unstuck. I'm not just saying this because
push to end the war between the U.S. and Iran. Top Middle East officials held a meeting today without representatives from the warring nations. Let's bring in ABC's Matt Rivers in Doha tonight. And Matt, what can you tell us about this meeting?
Well, Lindsay, the foreign ministers from Iran, Turkey, and Pat in is to try and peace, but the U.S. or is for many the coming days as thousands of U.S. troops are still headed this way. This as a new entrant into the war emerges, the Houthis in Yemen firing a missile toward Israel over the weekend, a reminder the country could cause major havoc should they try and close the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb in the Red Sea. Any disruption in the Red Sea would, of course, be catastrophic for global oil. 2-year-old Israeli-American soldier from Connecticut was killed.
Thank you. Now to the nation's travel chaos. Paychecks are on the way for TS nearly 3,000 on Saturday, and it's unclear if tomorrow will be any better. Here's ABC's Mola Lange.
Tonight, officials at airports across
they get paid. I mean, I'm sure that'll help all of these lines quick.
with TSA paychecks finally on the way after store pay to TSA workers. The money can't come fast enough for Jill Dianovich. This single,
We're going to be stuck in this position, and this is just so ridiculous at this point.
nearly 3,000 TSA agents, that's just over 10% of the workforce, called out Saturday, with airports in Texas and Maryland hit hardest. Meanwhile, the House Republicans, before leaving town for a two-week deal to restore funding, pushing their own stopgap plan instead. Trump administration border czar Tom Homan says with the war in Iran escalating, funding the agency is more critical than ever.
In a time we have around the world, we got to keep the airport safe. We got to keep American people, going through those lines.
And on Friday, Senate Majority Leader John Thune seen at Reagan National Airport. Fox News asking if the House is going to do their job.
Well, we'll see. We made some temporary headway, but we got a lot of work to do still.
The lines at BWI have improved significantly since this morning. Whether it stays that way likely depends on whether those TSA agents who have been calling out will return to work on Monday when President Trump promises they'll finally get paid, Lindsay.
Hopefully we'll see some improvement. Mola, thank you. Now to those No Kings protests across the country. Music legend Bruce Springsteen performed at the flagship demonstration in St. Paul, Minnesota. Millions attended rallies across the nation voicing their opposition to the Trump administration's policies. Organizers say it was the largest single day of nonviolent protests in modern American history. Here's ABC's Melissa Dunn.
Across the country, from New York, Dallas to San Francisco, millions of people out for the No Kings protests. Demonstrators calling out President Donald Trump and his administration's policies. In Minnesota, Bruce Springsteen performing Streets of Minneapolis.
On the streets.
The state's governor calling out the Trump administration for going too far with their immigration crackdown.
When democracy itself seems to be at risk, it was Minnesota who said, not on our watch.
Organizers say 3,000 separate rallies on Saturday marked the largest single-day demonstration in the nation. And it's not just big cities, smaller municipalities, including Buffalo, New York, saw demonstrators taking to the streets.
I don't want to be a bystander to this. Right? That you gotta hit these people where it hurts, and that's in their direct pockets. They need to target the direct pockets of that thing that starts with a T and all of that. All this marching and stuff. He's just looking at it like, and the show continues. This ain't stopping nothing. I mean, it's big. Y'all did a great job. It's massive. But at the end of the day, he's still going. Like the engine, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He's still going. He don't sit down, take a break, vacation. They going on vacation for 2 weeks. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna be causing havoc every 5 seconds.
And in Los Angeles, there was isolated violence. Federal law enforcement deploying what appeared to be tear gas. Outside a federal detention center, police ordering dispersal. The LAPD arrested 75 people.
Lindsay, President Trump has not commented on these latest rounds of protests. Now, last fall, Trump did say he is not a king. Lindsay?
Melissa, thank you. Overseas now,
well,
the French police
finally admitted it, right?
Attack outside the Bank of America building in Paris. Let's bring in ABC's Marcus Moore. Marcus, what's the latest with this investigation?
Well, Lindsay, police in France have now arrested 3 people in connection with the alleged terror attack, and ABC News has obtained this image of the device that police say the suspects. We have also learned tonight that all of the suspects are younger than 18. Anti-terror authorities say they tried to detonate the device outside a Bank of America building around 3:30 Saturday morning. It's described as flammable liquid in a container taped to a fireworks tube. Police say they thwarted the alleged attack as one suspect was using a lighter to set off the device. Another suspect was recording the alleged attack and was later arrested. All of high alert at U.S. affiliates and facilities across the globe, Lindsay.
So many on edge, Marcus. Thank you. Now to the countdown to NASA's historic moon mission. Artemis 2 is scheduled to launch on Wednesday, April 1st. It's the first human moon mission in more than 50 years. ABC's Perry Russum is here with the new details coming in tonight.
With days to go until NASA's historic launch sending astronauts around the moon, tonight the Artemis 2 crew speaking out ahead of their mission.
So at this point, we can safely say the crew's ready, the rocket's ready, the spaceship's ready, ground systems are ready, and we only need to have the weather to cooperate.
The team is in quarantine at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Final preparations underway. Artemis 2 is a test flight, a 685,000-mile journey, slingshotting 4 astronauts around the moon, coming back to Earth about 10 days later. They'll go deeper into space than any human has ever gone before. It's a critical step in NASA's multi-billion-dollar project to land humans back on the moon, build a lunar base, and send future astronauts to Mars.
We have the opportunity to answer the question that could be the question of our lifetime, which is, are we alone?
The mission, years in the making, has been plagued by delays, from hydrogen fuel leaks to an interruption of helium flow in the rocket.
I will tell you, the 4 of us, we are ready to go. The team is ready to go, and the vehicle is ready to go.
The team includes Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency. The mission is filled with firsts, including Glover, set to become the first black man to be sent near the moon.
Young brown boys and girls can look at me and go, hey, he looks like me and he's doing what? And that's great. I love that.
NASA says right now they're forecast to be an 80% go for Wednesday. That is when this launch window opens, Lindsay.
Perry, thank you. And tune into ABC News Live for coverage of Artemis 2 mission to the moon on Wednesday, April 1st. Now to a heartbreaking tragedy in Tennessee. 2 students were killed and several others injured after a school bus crash. The Kenwood Middle School students were on a field trip. One official called this a parent's worst night.
Animal in Tennessee this weekend as loved ones gathered to remember these 2 young girls who were killed when their school bus crashed in Carroll County on Friday, with more than 24 middle school students and adults on board. One of those students calling his mom immediately.
He went to turn the camera and FaceTime, and that's when I saw the bus, and that's where the panic kind of set in.
You can see emergency responders rushing this stretcher from the scene and a helicopter taking the injured to nearby hospitals. Moments after the deadly
right, we're not going to some
this is a parent's worst nightmare. We recognize that.
The community now coming together to support the families.
Families' prayers. I ask that you are first in your prayers, because stuff today that they'll for the rest of their lives.
Now, officials say this is still an ongoing circumstances surrounding this tragic crash. Lindsay?
Keeping that community in Woods.
Look at the story. I think it's about how's everybody doing? Come on in, come on in. So it's this tarot reading. This is a good one, y'all. It's this tarot reading on TikTok. Reading a fake reading costs $10 million. Did you read my comment? Okay, what's your comment say? Hold on, Aileen. What did your comment say, Aileen? Well, I don't see your comment. Aileen, they might have filtered your comment. What did you say? Okay, let's see. Shalea. They might have filtered your comment, Aileen. Type it a different way. We don't see, I don't see it. You see, sometimes when you type your comment, right, TikTok will filter it out and then nobody can see it because, it probably thinks you typed something wrong, but sometimes it's not always wrong. Discussing news like TSA pays issues and our tennis moon mission. Okay. Oh, that's the AI summary saying that. I thought that was Aileen. Yeah, I don't see it, Aileen. You got to type it a different way. All right, let's go into this story time real quick. This is a tarot reader, y'all.
I spent a decade prosecuting Wall Street thieves, getting justice for working families. But it felt like playing
learned a hard lesson in
the
life.
system is rigged. The rich get richer, and everyone else struggles to get by. That's why I introduced the Robin Hood Act, to make billionaires pay their fair share, so we can deliver universal child care and Medicare for all. I'm Dan Goldman, and I approve this message because we have to fix our broken system to get real justice.
Also, have y'all noticed that I haven't been sued? So that's why some demand letters you take serious, especially if you really did do something.
A few moments later.
Okay, request for filing for a lawsuit against me from Rebecca Schofield. I'm not stopping, so let's just start there. Also, why does she need 3 lawyers for me? 3 lawyers.
Later.
TikToker must now pay $10 million to a University of Idaho professional court records. An Idaho jury reached that multi-million-dollar verdict after a 3-day defamation trial.
Part 5 of unfair and ridiculous $10 million verdict that the jury awarded Schofield against me.
All right. Tonight, we have to go over this lawsuit that nobody in our sector is talking about. A TikToker who is a tarot card reader who made up a whole bogus story was sued for defamation, and she now has to pay $10 million.
Wow.
Why is nobody in our sector talking about this? Well, that's what you got me for. We're going to go over this lawsuit against a girl out of Houston named Ashley Giard and a professor in Idaho who she not only said that she committed a murder, she said that she offed 4 people, and she claimed that she was in a affair with the student. Now, even though there was an actual suspect and an actual person who committed these acts, that didn't determine Ashley. She was guided by the spirit of these cards, and she double, triple, and quadrupled down on it. Now, sit back because we're going to go through how she has now fled to Thailand. We're going to go over how this $10 million lawsuit came about and how Miss Ashley thinks it's a joke even after the fact. She's now going after jurors. She's going after the different people who testified in court. And all after she has no basis. There's literally a person sitting in jail for the crime, and she's still putting it on this poor professor. Basically, what happened was in 2022, there was a tragic massacre in Idaho, and some loony bin decided to take the lives of 4 Idaho students. Well, when the news first broke, Miss Ashley decided to shift her tarot cards around and let her followers know that she decided who the killer was. She came up with the motive and everything. So if you guys don't know, what made this even more crazy is because the cops already had their suspect. There was no tie from the lady who she accused to the students. They weren't even students in her class.
But she got paid that much. No, Daybreak. We're gonna see why.
This woman on TikTok decided to, out of thin air, just go down the rabbit hole and start accusing her, making all of these wild, salacious narratives. And when she was told to, cease all of these lies, she doubled down, tripled down on it, and continued to peddle the lies to her audience. Now, even after the real culprit
sounds like
of
a criminal
the situation
to me. She must
got arrested, there was all of this information that there was DNA. They had all of these, forensic analysis that proved that it had nothing to do with this teacher that she pinned it on and all to do with this other guy, she still continued on with her narrative. And the professor, she decided to sue her for defamation. So if you guys don't know who the Idaho 4 is, let me show you guys their photographs, because this was national news. Their lives was tragically taken. You had Kaylee, Madison, Dana, and Ethan, who all lost their life. Now, the person who was responsible for taking their lives was a guy by the name of Brian Kohlberger. Now, recently, Brian Kohlberger, he got sentenced to 4 life sentences. He pled guilty for their and he's gone away. But before there was pleading of guilty, who, like I said, she shifted her tarot cards around and she came up with these wild accusations for this professor and ruined the professor's life. Let's go down the rabbit hole of her different videos. I'm going to show you her allegations and how she was just relentless in not backing down on this narrative that she created. Let's pull up the video and get into it.
Before I begin this Who is Rebecca Schofield series and her motives for the murder of the University of Idaho student, let's just dispel the rumors. No, I do not know Rebecca Schofield. I'm not connected to her in any kind of way. I'm not emotionally tied to her or any of the victims. I'm not connected to anyone. I have no reason to lie on her. No, I did not just see her picture and name on the University of Idaho history page and then automatically feel it was her. This is
AKA, I've seen her picture and then I just said it was her. Everything that she says, like, oh, I don't have any connection to them. That part is true. But the part about, oh, I didn't just, randomly look on the school directory and just pick her name out of a hat. Like, I really got the signs from the spirits. And it's like, no, you went to the directory and you just picked somebody that you were going to target.
It's not a feeling. This is knowledge. I have no feelings about this. I did a reading when I saw Rebecca Schofield on the history department's page on Rebecca Schofield and her connection. I also did readings on some of the other people and their connection to the University of Idaho crime. What came out on their reading is how they responded to the crimes and how they were feeling about it. What came out in Rebecca Schofield's reading was how she implemented it, how she planned it, and why. Who is Rebecca Schofield, part 2? So I asked the spirit, how did Rebecca Schofield and Kaylee meet? Rebecca Schofield and Kaylee connected because she needed an advisor. She was about to graduate. She wanted advice on personal growth, the next steps. Also, she needed resolution for anything or anyone that was getting in the way of her ability to graduate. So she went to Rebecca Schofield for advice. So initially, they met on an advisor-mentor basis. So then as the relationship progressed, Rebecca Schofield starts dropping cues about her interest in Kaylee, about her books, being primarily about LGBTQ, just planting seeds in her head, just letting her know she's interested in her and also letting her know about her sexuality. At this point, she's talking to Kaylee about her desire for her, but also her desire for women and how she suppressed those desires because of tradition and societal viewpoints.
All right, so let's pause there. So not only is she peddling this lie that this professor was the culprit of taking these students' lives, she also made up this whole fake scenario of this lesbian affair that they had. Now, again, Rebecca didn't even have any ties to the students. And
she did all that to lose out on $10 million.
Her out of nowhere. Rebecca Schofield was a professor at the not a lesbian, as far as I know. And this woman said the spirits gave her this whole rundown about how, they met as advisors, and then she started telling her she wanted to be with her, and she came up with this whole fabricated narrative, and she made over hundreds of videos and peddled this on
hundreds
TikTok.
of video.
That she's put out work.
That's why she
to
got
change
caught
the
up.
narrative
Yep.
regarding the LGBTQ community, but she was unable to follow her own advice. She tried to leave the world to better understand her if she was lesbian, but she didn't have the heart to live that life out loud. She said that she was so introspective that she lost her connection to her husband. She needed to focus on her truth, her inner healing. So Kaylee will allow herself to navigate this truth. At this point, Kaylee realizes that Scofield has cyclical affairs. 1 minute she's one way, harmonious, love, empathy, emotions, and the next minute I don't show y'all the cards usually when I do readings. But watch this poem that somebody tagged me in that Kaylee wrote, and I'm going to tell you why.
You guys, again, who the Idaho 4 is, right? So this is the Idaho 4. The woman or the young lady on right, she's Kaylee. So she just picked out of the 4, like, who am I gonna put as the lesbian? Okay, Kaylee's the one who, you know, had this affair with this professor, right? And she did the same thing with her going down the rabbit hole of their school directory and just pinning it on the professor. This right here is the professor he made this whole narrative
get
about.
$1 or
now,
attention.
this right here is Kaylee. Okay, and I said this is Becca. Now, Kaylee wrote, and it's broadcast on the news, right? It looks like it might be her family and her family members reading a poem that she wrote. She decided that this poem was proof, that she right in her spirit that there was this lesbian affair. Let's play the poem.
It's the only thing you know how. At the end of the day, all of this means nothing. This page, where we're sitting, your degree, your job, the money, nothing even matters except love and human connection. You, who you love, and how deeply you love them, how you touch the people around you, and how much you give.
Also, have y'all noticed that?
All right. So that poem was her aha moment where she stated that was proof, right? So then after she made all of these videos, she basically taunted Rebecca Scofield by saying, well, have y'all noticed, she ain't sued me yet? So that's your proof that I'm telling the truth. And a lot of people run with that for a while until they put their foot in their mouths and they get made an example of. I can tell you countless people who did that same thing, like, oh, well, you see, they ain't sued me yet. And it's like, give it time. Give it time.
I haven't been sued, so that's why some demand letters you take serious, especially if you really did do something wrong. But the ones that are used as a scare tactic.
All right.
A scare
tactic. That was her saying, yeah, whatever. They just trying to scare me. Ain't nobody scared of them. Boop-de, 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 bam-de, bam. So then after that, then she came back and she was like, oops, my bad. I spoke too soon. Oops. She did sue me.
Oopsie.
Okay. So I spoke too soon. This is the case request for filing for a lawsuit against me from Rebecca Scofield. I'm not stopping, so let's just start there. But this is giving us information about what her alleged alibi is for the night of the murder. And now I have information about what she's saying her alibi is. I'm going to dig deep into that too. Also, why does she need 3 lawyers for me? 3 lawyers. Why does she need such a big defense team if she's so innocent? Why does she need all of that for me?
False accusations online can spread in seconds, but how long can there?
All right. So that was.
Child, these people out here is crazy, y'all.
Are we gonna have to do that?
These people out here is crazy. So this is that's really, this one is kind of long, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be somewhere at 2:00. I love your music videos. Thank you. You did an awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I just did that. The whole everybody over till I do the real video. You know, I just want to do some visuals. You like it? Yeah. So then we working on the real video soon. But I just want to do that just to, you know, to hold the space in between there. So I didn't realize it was almost 1:30, right? So I gotta be somewhere at 2:00. I gotta go pick up my other phone. My phone, I'm getting the screen repaired. So I gotta go pick up my phone. Oh yeah, Charlene. Yeah. So am I gonna come back on tonight? Don't quote me. I'm gonna try to come back on tonight. If I don't come back on tonight, I'll be on early tomorrow. But I do gotta run somewhere, so it's kind of breaking it up. You see, I got a meeting at 8. So we'll see. We'll see if I get back in time. If I get back in time, then I'll come back on. And if not, I'll be back on early in the morning. All right? So everybody, I might come back. Don't quote me. But if I don't come back, I'll be back early in the morning. All right? Here comes Carol. All my new people, make sure you follow me. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay.
It's the Missknockout show on the airwaves. So like, if I share, if I bless, if I the flow. It's the Missknockout show. Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beast to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessed-ify, let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's the Missknockout show. Knockout show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Missknockout. Let's go. Let's fly.